hair. Go ahead.
And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau.
He said, the voice of Jacob, but the hands of Esau, he was feeling it. Go ahead.
And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy.
He didn't reject him. He like, his hands hairy, they got to be Esau. Go ahead.
As his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee.
Yes, sir.
And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank.
So he eating up a storm, but he blessed him. He blessed him, so you can't take that back. And boy, Esau gonna be mad. Go ahead.
And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son.
Yes, sir.
And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field, which the Lord has blessed.
This is what he blessed him with now. Understand what he blessed him with. Go ahead.
Therefore God gave thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth,
Yes,
and
sir.
plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's son bow down to thee.
Yes, sir.
Cursed be every one that curses thee, and blessed be he that blesses thee.
Now, that's a big blessing, man. Wherever you go, you're going to be blessed. And you know the nation of Israel in Deuteronomy chapter 28 tell us about that, about obeying the laws and statutes. We're going to come in blessed, we're going to go out blessed if we do that. So this is what the blessing was, and Isaac gave it to Jacob. Go ahead.
And it came to pass as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting.
So Jacob was scared because he like, okay, here come Esau. Man, he gonna want his blessing, but I already took it. Go ahead.
And he also had made Savior meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that my soul may bless me.
And this is what Isaac said, go ahead.
And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau.
He's like, who are you? Because he already gave the blessing away. That's why most people think he tricked him. No, he didn't trick him. He sold it. I'm just laying the foundation so you understand that how our nation was born. Why these people are counterfeiting us right now. Go ahead.
And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who? Where is he that has taken venison and brought it meat? And I have eaten of all before thy came, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed.
Go ahead.
And when Esau heard these words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and
Why
said
he
unto his
crying?
father,
Think about it. Why is he crying? Because he sold it to him. He should be the one called trickster. Go ahead.
bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, and has taken away thy blessing.
Yes, sir.
And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright.
He lying. He didn't take away his birthright. You sold it to him. You see what I'm saying? He sold it to him. He knew what this boy was going to do. Rebecca knew what her son was going to do. No, let's go out there. You go out there and get those 2 goats. I'm going to cook them up for him. I'm going to put them skins on your clothes on. We're going to go ahead and get this thing right now. Because God already told me what it was about to happen. You know, a mother know her son. And Jacob seemed like he the one who kind of like, a little pushover or whatnot. Go ahead.
And he took away my birthright. And behold, now he has taken away my blessing.
No, you took away your blessing. You did that. Go ahead.
And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me?
Go ahead.
And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son?
It's the same thing that God told Rebecca in the womb. Said the elder gonna be, the younger gonna be over the younger gonna be, which is Esau, which is Jacob gonna be over Esau, which is the eldest.
That's right.
He already said that. And he seemed like he broken hearted. Because his lie or his trickster ways didn't happen the way he thought it would happen. Their mama was a little about 2 or 3 steps ahead of it. But go ahead.
Verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Go ahead.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above.
So he gave him a blessing also. But go ahead, this is what happened. Go ahead.
And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
He was trying to kill Jacob all the days of his life. Trying to kill him. But this is how it started. Like I said, I'm introducing the color. Esau was red and hairy, as we already seen. I gave you a visual on the screen. Jacob was a smooth man, but they was different colors. But Jacob had the blessing. But we know that Israel lost their land. They lost the blessing of God because of breaking the law.
Right.
But Esau came into the land.
That's right.
And took over the possession of the land. And God did not like that. Let's go to Obadiah. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1. Still dealing with color. You just got to lay some foundation here. So, right here, gonna be a little long right here. Obadiah, we're going to start with verse 1. Let's see how Esau and his brother doing today. And these Jews, they some of the richest people in the world. They're rich. They run everything from Hollywood, from people from all around the world giving them money because of what? They are calling themselves us. They call themselves God's people. They're not God's people. They are of the synagogue of Satan. Let's see about Esau. Verse 1. Go ahead.
The vision of Obadiah.
So God gave Obadiah a vision about something. Go ahead.
Thus says the Lord God concerning Edom.
Remember what I said? Make sure you understand that Edom and Esau are the same thing. Same people. Go ahead.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen.
Yes, sir.
Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Yes, sir.
The pride of thine heart has deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that says in his heart, Who shall bring me down to the ground?
Who shall bring Esau down to the ground? They are running it. Who bringing them down? The Jews on Hollywood, the Jews on the land. The Jews get money from all these different type of countries, and they're still doing it today. He said, who shall bring me down? Go ahead. This is the characteristic of these people that are calling themselves us. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nets among the stars,
Yes, sir.
thence will I bring thee down, says the Lord.
The Lord is going to have to bring Esau kids down. They're going to be what they are until Jesus come back. That's why he told us, the ones that are in Judea, flee to the mountain. Because my feet gonna hit the Mount of Olives and they're gonna crush and kill everything in there. And Esau's still gonna be over there in that third temple, thinking that they are us. This is to educate us and who we are in the scriptures, as far as color. Go ahead. Jump down to where we at. Jump down to verse 6. Verse 6. Go ahead.
How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
God said, how the things of Esau searched out? We search them out in the scripture so we can understand who he is. Most people don't understand. They are putting money to Satan's organization. Go ahead.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Yes, sir.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in thee.
See, all the men are in confederacy, meaning that they are on the same wavelength. Understanding that these people are the Jews. Everybody claiming that these are the Jews. And they're not. This is what he said about it. He said that they eat thy bread and lay a wound under thee. Meaning that you really understand that you are a sword. You are something that's going to be destroyed. You are not good. You know, some people can look good on the outside until they take the clothes off and they got wounds in areas you don't want to see. And that's what Esau is. We take the clothes off of Esau by the scriptures. We see who he is. We read in Revelation 2:9, 3:9, the one that say that the Jews, they are not. They are liars. These people right here are liars. But you cannot tell the world and TBN that. Pray for Jerusalem. Pray for this. And the one that you should be praying for are the so-called Negroes, which are Israelites. But we don't know that. We don't care. All we care about the barbecue grill. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Shall I not in that day, says the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understand out of the mount of Esau?
You know what that day is. When that seventh trump hit, he said in Zechariah chapter 14, he said, my feet shall be on the Mount of Olives. What Esau will, which is in Jerusalem, I'm going to crush it and kill everything in there, Jesus said. That's why he told us to flee to Jerusalem. Flee out of Jerusalem to the wilderness at this time. Go ahead.
And thy mighty men, O Tema, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
He said, everyone in the mount of Esau shall be cut off by slaughter. God do not like these people. He gonna tell you why. Go ahead.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
Against who?
Thy brother Jacob.
They against us. But we don't know that. We sending money to them. Listen to these folks on these religious TV stations. And you ask them, one thing about the Jewish people over there today, they know in the scripture where they know Jesus is black. They are waiting on the next Messiah. They're waiting on the first Messiah. We waiting on him to come back the second time. They waiting on the first one. That's how the Antichrist is going to be able to come over there when they build that third temple and say, I'm Christ, I'm here now. Y'all can stop sacrificing animals. And Jesus already told them when he died, sacrificial law is gone. But you're not researching the scriptures. He said the day of his coming. Go ahead.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob's shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Yes, sir.
In the day that thou stoodest on the other side.
Pay close attention to this. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side. Go ahead.
In the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them.
What he said? What are you talking about here? What day? 70 AD.
Amen.
This is Babylon from Timbuktu. And it says, in 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put the end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. During the period of the military governor of Palestine, many atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated over 1 million Jews or Israelites fled into Africa, fleeing the Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves. This is the time what he's talking about. Esau was sitting there looking at us, being persecuted. I can't wait till they leave because we going in the land. We gonna claim to be them. And God said, I looked at y'all. Go ahead, listen what he say here.
Verse 12. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction.
They were rejoicing because Titus came in and destroyed us and put us in slavery. Rejoicing. Go ahead.
Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of thy people in the day of their calamity.
He told him, he said, Esau, you shouldn't even enter into the gates. Should have left it alone. But you came in and said, you are the Israelites or the Jews. Go ahead.
Thou shouldst not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hand on their substance in the day of their calamity.
So they got all their substance,
right.
Gold, silver, everything they had, they took hold of that. We can't go through it all. I'm just giving you a brief description of everything because I have you here about 3 hours. But go ahead.
14. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress.
You know Jacob, Esau, hey, there you go, here Israelite right here. See, we can tell, Esau can tell who was Israel and who was the African. That's why I read in Babylon the Timbuktu about 1 million of the Jews fled into Africa, fleeing persecution, called what? We look like the Africans. Now, if 1 million of white folk flee into Africa, you're going to easily pick them out.
Exactly. That's right.
But Israel looked like black people. Looked like the Africans. And he said, you shouldn't even looked on, you shouldn't even told it. You should, what he said, read verse 14 again.
Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape.
You know, the ones that escaped, they said, oh, there you go right there. There go Jeff over there. There go LC. He no African. He an Israelite. Get him. Our brother could pick us out. Go ahead.
Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done. It shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
He said, I'm going to get you back. I seen what you did. Your reward going to return on your own head for taking over your brother's birthright. You, taking over your brother's blessing. Saying that you are Israel, you the Jews. God looking at all this. It's like a movie playing out. You looking at it. But we don't want to read though. It's very important that we know who are the fake Jews and who are the real Jews. These cats right here are fake. I keep showing them to you. They are fake. They are not, they are for the synagogue of Satan. All of them. All of them. And our twin brother Esau, he one of them. But this is what it is. Let's go to Romans chapter 3 and verse 1. You can go look in history how the Israelites fled into Africa, escaping Roman persecution. You got to research this stuff and know what you're talking about.
Amen. Exactly.
Romans chapter 3, we're going to start with verse 1. It's very important that we know who the Israelites are because God gave them the answers. He gave them the answer. He gave us the answer. We know how to get salvation. We know how to tell you how to get salvation. The other nation, the Jews, don't know. They say, don't believe in that black Jesus. Don't believe in it. We still waiting on him to come. Them Jewish people in the land, and we still waiting on the Messiah to come. Yeah, a fake Messiah gonna come and deliver y'all up to the lake of fire if y'all don't repent. Romans chapter 3 and verse 1. Let's look at this. Go ahead.
What advantage then has the Jew?
He said, what advantage is have the real Jew? The real one now. Go ahead.
Or what profit is their circumcision?
It's a prophet of circumcision because that's the first covenant that God gave Abraham. That's the covenant. Tell any male child or man you need to be circumcised or you won't get in. Go ahead.
Much every way.
Much every way. Why?
Chiefly because that unto them was committed the oracles of God.
What are the oracles? The answers to salvation. We can tell people, stop eating that pork, bro. Or you going to the lake of fire. We can tell people, stop going worship on the Sunday. You better be worshiping on the Saturday, or you going to the lake of fire. Those are answers. And God holds this dear to his heart, his law. Go ahead.
Verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?
I don't give a flip if you don't believe it. I'm doing my job. I tell you, I believe it. This is what I'm banking on. I'm doing my job and just planting the seed. That's it. That's it. It's up to you and it's up to me to go further my knowledge. So God can say, okay, he can take a little more, or she can take a little more. But if you just playing around with it, you'll stay right where you at. He won't open it up to you. Go ahead.
Verse 4. God forbid, yea, let God be true,
Yes,
but
sir.
every man a liar. As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
See, we got to overcome. Overcome what? These laws. If we don't know these laws, how we going to overcome? I ask some brothers and sisters all the time, quote me the 10 Commandments, I'll give you some money. Give me all 10 of them. They can't. Can you imagine standing in front of the Father and you don't know the 10? That's just basic. He got hundreds of laws that we got to keep right now. So it's real important that you know who the Jews, the real Israelites are, the real Jews are. They are black people. Not the ones in that land. The ones that call themselves Jews, they are liars of the synagogue of Satan. Let's go to Matthew chapter 24. But you know, most people today, it don't take all that, Jeff. All we got to do is confess that Jesus Christ is the Lord, and we saved. And Jesus going to tell you something here. You better check more than just his name. You better check more than just his name. Because people will slick tongue you left and right. It don't take all that crazy man saying nothing. It going to take this and some more. It's going to take a lot. Let's listen to Jesus. Matthew chapter 24, verse 1. Let him tell you about the name and what it'll do to you. Go ahead.
And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple.
Yes, sir.
And Jesus said unto them, see ye